He will definitely bring me and Jingxing into the palace. What am I supposed to do? My mind went completely blank. I had no idea what to choose. In that moment, I wanted to run and never go back to the Imperial Palace again. But I hesitated. After all this time together, I could see he was someone truly worth trusting. I wanted Fu Yunzheng to hold this country together. I didn't want to watch it crumble and decay under his rule. Fu Yunzheng would be a wise emperor. He didn't want to see his people displaced. He wanted their lives to be better. Thinking that, I knew I needed to find a moment to talk to Fu Yunzheng. Tell him to leave, soon. The next morning over breakfast, Fu Yunzheng couldn't hide his hesitation. Shen Qingwan, you're a good woman, and a good mother. If I'm reading you right, you've already made up your mind not to go back, haven't you? I nodded. What if I told you, if you come back with me, there will never be another woman in my life, not ever? Would you still come back with me? I paused. Let me think about it. Fu Yunzheng nodded. Then he calmly picked up his chopsticks and put a piece of egg pancake in his mouth. This egg pancake is really good. You still cook just as well as before. The atmosphere was incredibly awkward. I didn't know what to say. I know you're a good person. As long as we can get along going forward, that's enough. I was a little surprised he could come around to that. His way of thinking really was something else. I smiled a little and went back to eating. After Jingxing finished eating, Fu Yunzheng cleared up the dishes and took him to school. After the two of them left, I was alone in the house with nothing to do. Then a thought struck me. If Jingxing knew the truth about his origins, would he still choose to stay with me? That thought made me restless. I couldn't wait for Fu Yunzheng to come back. He wasn't gone long. When he returned, I noticed something on his wrist. The prayer beads I had made for him with my own hands. I thought you said they were too crude, not fit for someone of your status. You had the steward lock them away. I never once saw you wear them. Fu Yunzheng looked down, slowly turning the beads between his fingers. When you were still around, I didn't think much of it. This was the first gift you ever gave me. I was too afraid to wear it, didn't want to damage it. Then you ran, took the baby and disappeared. This was the only thing of yours that was left. Every time I look at it, I think of you, so I started wearing it. I used to think, how could something like this ever bring me any luck? But now I think it's my lucky charm. It really did bring something good. It brought you back and gave me a child like Jingxing. His eyes stayed on me. Then, out of nowhere, he pulled out a delicate jade pendant. Shen Qinghuan, will you come with me? Be my crown princess? I didn't say a word, just shook my head quietly. I never liked feeling caged. I especially hated the idea of living like a gilded canary. Maybe I was just a coward. I didn't dare face whatever the future might bring. So once again, I stepped back. He let out a tired sigh. I figured as much. I won't force you. I'll wait. However long it takes, until the day you're willing to marry me. I hadn't expected him to mean it that deeply. In the end, under his persistence, the scholar and Jingxing both went with him to Chang'an, and once I saw that he was taking good care of the child, finally set off to chase my dream of traveling the land. I could see it cost him something to let me go, but in the end, he chose to open his hands. The old emperor didn't make it to winter that year. When the morning bell rang out across the kingdom, I was already in Dunhuan. It was stunning. The golden desert and the setting sun, breathtaking beyond words. I wrote down what I felt, sketched a few lines trying to capture it. Everywhere I went, I sent a letter to Jingxing. By now, Fu Yunzheng had formally named him Crown Prince. His days were split between the Imperial Academy and the training grounds. My heart ached for him, but I also knew this was something he had to go through, as the heir to the throne. Fu Yunzheng always said he'd missed 4 or 5 years of the boy's life, and was determined to make up for every bit of it. 3 years slipped by. I had traveled almost every corner of the land. My last stop, Chang'an. The day I came back was the winter solstice. Fu Yunzheng, somehow he'd gotten word I was returning, and had brought Jingxing to the city gate early in the morning to wait for me. Jingxing was still just a kid, 3 years apart, and the moment he saw me, he threw himself into my arms, telling me everything he'd missed me for. Then I looked at Fu Yunzheng, completely unkempt, scruffy beard, like he'd let himself go entirely. I burst out laughing. Your Majesty, how did you end up looking like this? This is genuinely hilarious. Honestly, he looked more like a drifter than an emperor. His dragon robe was worn and patched in places. His face was weathered and dark. Something about it struck me as strange. Jingxing quietly pulled me aside. Mama, you have no idea. The whole time you were gone, Father was worried sick about you, terrified something would happen. He was always arranging people and things, and he'd ride out himself to wherever you were just to catch a glimpse of you. All that back and forth might have wore him out, dark circles and everything. He'd seen me, so why did I never once notice him? Fu Yunzheng opened his mouth like he was going to say something, then didn't. Fu Yunzheng, I'm back. I know, I always knew. In the end, Fu Yunzheng and I found our way back to each other. He brought me into the palace as his formal wife, and I became his one and only empress. Our second child was born in the 3rd year of the Qingli era. I still remember him whispering in my ear, "This time I won't miss a single moment. Not one milestone, and I will never let you suffer again." It was only later that I learned he had fallen for me long ago. Love that takes root young, it tends to last forever. Fu Yunzheng looked at me with nothing but tenderness, whispering every vow he had. If I ever break this oath, may lightning strike me down. I reached up and pressed a finger gently to his lips. Okay, I believe you. Fu Yunzheng smiled softly and pulled me into his arms. In the warm inner chamber, Fu Jingxing sat cradling his baby sister in his arms, humming softly to her. Look at Jingxing, already such a good big brother. Outside the snow fell, just like it once did in the northern borderlands. But my heart was full of warmth. This vast kingdom. In the end, it became the most peaceful home for our family of 4.